It's been more than a month since the start of the partial government shutdown. Among those affected, airport security workers who are not getting paid during this funding standoff. And right now, that's causing travel-related headaches and long lines nationwide. ICE agents are now at 14 different airports helping with crowd control, including Phoenix Sky Harbor. Welcome everyone to 12 News at 1. I'm Tram Mai. TSA workers haven't been getting paid because of that partial government shutdown, causing many to call in sick or even quit, resulting in lines significantly longer than usual. 12 News journalist Trisha Hendricks is at the airport this afternoon. And Trisha, how does it look right now? It doesn't look too bad behind you.
Tram, right now, not too bad. Earlier this morning, though, the lines were much longer. It's kind of been that ebb and flow throughout the last couple hours. Right now, it looks like the lines here at Gate A and Terminal 4 are starting to build. But again, nothing like what we saw earlier this morning where lines were pretty extensive. Yes, today the City of Phoenix Aviation Department confirmed ICE agents are now deployed at TSA security checkpoints here at Sky Harbor, and that is effective today. The airport says it had no choice in the matter. Phoenix Sky Harbor is a public use airport subject to federal regulation, and that means that the city cannot legally restrict access or interfere with federal law enforcement operations. That includes the TSA, Customs and Border Protection, the FBI, and ICE. We spoke with travelers about the change happening today. Take a listen.
I guess I'm glad they're helping out, but I'd rather the government not be closed and TSA agents be able to get paid and get us through where we need to go right now.
Phoenix Sky Harbor releasing a statement on their website saying, in part, the safety and security of Phoenix Sky Harbor, its airport community, and travelers remain our #1 priority. They went on to say, we expect all federal officers will operate in accordance with law and in a manner that is consistent with the customer service standards PHX is known for. The airport also clarified its own police department does not conduct immigration enforcement and doesn't receive advance notice of ICE activity. The move comes as the federal government grapples with a staffing crisis at airports, and this is all across the nation as we've been covering. The acting assistant secretary for ICE tells us more than 400 TSA officers have quit. Thousands more have called out because they just can't afford the basic necessities during the ongoing government shutdown. In a statement to 12 News released today from an ICE spokesperson saying that in part, because of the Democrat shutdown, President Trump is using every tool available to help American travelers who are facing hours-long lines at airports across the country, especially during this spring break and holiday season. She went on to say, while the Democrats continue to put the safety and ease of our air travel at risk, President Trump is taking action to deploy hundreds of ICE officers to airports being adversely impacted. So we saw ICE agents coming together kind of for a briefing before they made their way into security checkpoint A. And it looks like things are moving pretty smooth. So for now, the airport set up a food pantry in Terminal 4. That's all to help TSA agents that are struggling at this time, specifically during the shutdown. They're accepting donations of non-perishable food, hygiene items, and gift cards under $20. We're told travelers with questions about their rights can always visit the state of Arizona's website, and that website is knowyourrights.az.gov. So you're going to want to take note of that. As for whether you should expect long lines or not, if you're picking up a loved one, or maybe you're catching a flight later on today, it's really hard to tell you. Again, earlier this morning, long lines. Right now, not so bad. Be sure to stay with 12 News and 12news.com for the very latest as the story continues to develop. Again, we know the shutdown is definitely major news happening right now and all across the country, but having this ripple effect. And again, the airport doesn't have any say over what ICE agents are doing. We just know that they're here to support, and kind of the overwhelming response that we're hearing from travelers right now. They wish this wasn't happening because obviously so many TSA agents are impacted by this right now, and that boils down to their family and loved ones as well. But they're glad to see ICE agents reaching out to travelers and trying to help kind of alleviate those long lines, offering support during this time. For now, we're live at Sky Harbor. Trisha Hendricks, 12 News.
Well, I got to tell you, Trisha, just looking behind you, what a huge relief from what we saw earlier this morning with those lines really backing up into the main corridor right there. And I'm wondering, now that the good news is there's not a lot of people in line, that with that ICE agent there kind of directing some of the traffic, is there even really more ICE agents around? Because it seems like it's pretty under control.
That's right. Our photographer and I were actually just talking about that over the past week. We've been hearing get there 2 hours early, and I think that kind of remains the case. They're not saying get here, extra, additional hours long to expect the long wait. So if anything, we're hoping that that helps alleviate the long waits and just keeps traffic flowing smoothly.
Yeah, and it looks great behind you. All right, Tricia, let's hope it stays that way. Thank you so very much. Higher oil